everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session of English grammar, we are going to continue with our chapter Determiners. Now this is Determiners part 5. Till now we have already covered 4 parts on determiners, in which we discussed various concepts related to determiners. In fact, we discussed various determiners. We discussed various rules, usage of determiners and types of determiners as well. In this session as well, we are going to elaborate some more determiners and what are those determiners. So let us see what we are going to discuss in this session. Well, in this session, we will discuss the following topics. So here we have the contents of today's session. So in this session, we will discuss uses of determiner each. Now you must have heard this word each many times in your life. In fact, you must have used this word many times. So here we are going to elaborate each. We are going to discuss each and everything about the word each. Okay, how to use it, what are the rules related to each and everything we are going to discuss about this determiner. Now, moreover, we are going to discuss uses of determiner every. Okay, so we'll discuss each and everything about every as well. Every rule about every. Okay, after that we'll see the uses of determiner both. Okay, and we will also see the differences between both each and every. Okay, so let's begin this session. Sorry, this is concept number 9, in which we are going to discuss each. Functions of each as a pronoun and determiner. Now this word each can be a pronoun as well as determiner. We know well that determiner is a word which is used just before the noun and qualifies it. Okay, or you can say which is placed just before the noun as we write adjective. So this each can be an adjective, or you can say can be a determiner. But it can be a pronoun as well. But when it is a pronoun, obviously it will replace noun and take its place. Okay, so first we'll discuss each as a determiner. As a determiner, if we talk about the word each, precedes a singular noun. Now this thing is very, very important over here. First of all, this word each, it should precede a singular noun. It means we write each, and just after each we write noun, and this noun should be singular noun. Okay, this noun should be singular noun. Okay, so this is the basic thing about each, that each is always followed by singular noun, meaning every one of 2 or more people or things. For example, if we have various things in a group and we are talking about each and every, it means about everyone individually. It means if we are talking about one by one, and for one we are talking individually. If we are talking individually about every person, that means we can use the word each for the persons over there. Considered separately. Examples: each student. Now here you can see that a student is a noun, and here each is a determiner. Okay, must complete the assignment. Okay, so each student must complete the assignment. It means suppose there are 50 students in a class, so every one of them, it means every one or one of them should complete the assignment. In fact, all the 50 students, but individually. It means it is not a collective project that they have to do. It is not the collective assignment that all the 50 have to do. They have to do their own. Okay, so each one will do his own. She had a gift for each child. For each child means suppose there are 5 children. Okay, and she has gifts. So she has gifts for every one of them. It means one for this, one for this, one for this, one for this, one for this. It is not a collective gift for everyone. It is the separate or individual gifts for everyone. The gifts they will receive separately and individually. It will not be the collective gift for all. Okay, so she had a gift for each child. It means she had given the gift to each and every child. Okay, not collectively to all. Not collectively one gift to all of them. In fact, every student he got his own gift. Okay, so this is the meaning of each or use of each when we talk about each and everyone differently or separately. For example, if there are 5 boxes, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here in these 5 boxes, we do have, suppose anything. Suppose we have a chocolate, or we have toffees, we have some different types of gifts. So each and every box, or each box contains a different gift. It means there is something different in this, 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 there is something different in this. Okay, so each and every box contains a different thing. Okay, so each means separately or individually. What he has is not possessed by him, or maybe possible they all possess the same thing but individually. It means their own. Okay, not sharing. Okay, so where sharing is not there, we use the word each. Let us move to the next one. As a pronoun, but when it is used as a pronoun, of course, as a pronoun, this word each replaces noun, because pronoun, the function of pronoun is to replace noun. So it stands alone, replacing a noun, usually after a verb or preposition, referring to every group member individually. Examples: the students were given a book each. The students were given a book each. So here the students, they got the book, but each. Okay, it means one student got one book, another student got another book. So each and every student, they got book, but separately. And we are using this word each in the end of the sentence, but not with the noun. Okay, so referring to every group member individually. And it is usually used after the verb, maybe possible after the preposition it can be used. For example, if I say each of the students, so here each of the students, I have used each, after that I have used the preposition. Okay, but that is another part, that is each of. But when we talk about only the word each, it is used generally at the end of the sentence or after the verb. Okay, the chocolates were divided between the children. They received 3 each. It means one student got 3 chocolates. Okay, so here you can use each in this manner, and if it is used like this, it is each as a pronoun. But if you use it just before the noun, it is each as a determiner. So this is the difference between each used as pronoun or used as determiner. I hope you have got this. Let us move to the next one. Some additional points about it. Refers to individuals in a group rather than the group collectively. Emphasizes individuality within a group or collection. It means it emphasizes individuality. It is not taking the collection of the group or the group collectively. Okay, you are not making the combined effort over here, or you are not sharing anything combinedly, but you are just using everything for the separate one. Okay, so refers to individuals in a group rather than the group collectively. Second thing, emphasizes individuality within a group or collection. So this word, it does not emphasize on the entire collection or the entire group, but it emphasizes the individuality of every person. It means every person is important or has its own individuality. Always associated with a singular noun and or pronoun, and takes a singular verb. Now we'll discuss usage of each after a plural object. Now this one is again very, very important. After a plural object, examples: the students received certificates, each proud of their achievement. They had 5 different desserts, each more delicious than the last. Okay, these are 2 separate sentences. The first sentence is: the students received certificates, each proud of their achievement. This is one sentence. So here the students received certificates, each proud of their achievement. It means each of the students, they were proud of their achievement. Okay. Now let us move to the next one. Here you can see that after a plural object, now here you can see this word plural object. If the word is plural, the object is plural, how do we use the word each? The student received certificates. Okay, so we are talking about certificates. So the students received certificates. Now we are using the word each proud of his achievement. Okay, so we can use certificates after each. However, if we have a sentence like that each girl received a memento. They got it for their performance. For their performance. Now, if you see this sentence, there is something different in this. What is it? Each girl received a memento. Okay, so here we are talking about each and every girl. But obviously, if each girl is there, there must be a group. And if I'm using the word they got it for their performance. So here we'll use there for the word they, but for each we should use his. Okay, they had 5 different desserts, each more delicious than the last. So in this manner, we can use the word each. Now, after each, we can also have plural noun or pronoun, or maybe possible after plural noun and pronoun, we have the word each. You know one thing, that after each, we can only have singular noun and singular form of word. But there is a case in which we can use a plural verb after the word each. What is that? That we will discuss later on. First of all, we'll see the use of why each isn't the final word. It means why we cannot use each in the last of the sentence. Each starts a new clause or phrase adding information about each person or thing in the plural object. Okay. For example, if I say they got 3 chocolates each. Okay, if I say 3 chocolates each, so this can be the sentence. Okay, but if we are here, we have used the word each at the end of the sentence. But obviously, when we use it as a determiner, so after each we do have a noun. Therefore, we cannot make it the final word of the sentence. Now let us move to the next one. When used as the last word, used in informal or spoken context, they were given a book each. The kids got 3 candies each. So this is how we can use the word each. Each in relation to the subject of a sentence. Now, how we do write this? Subject-verb agreement requires a singular verb when it is the subject or the part of the subject phrase. Each of the players is responsible for their own training. Okay, not as there, for his own training. Okay, each of the players is responsible for his own training. We cannot use the word there. Why so? Because we are talking about each and every player individually. That is why we write each of the players is responsible for his own training. Okay. Suppose there is a plural subject. There is a plural subject. Now the subject can be any, either noun or pronoun. Obviously, the subject is made either of noun or pronoun. Okay, so we have a plural subject, and after that, just after that, we have a word each. Okay, for example, we say we each, they each. Okay, so we have plural subject, and after that we have the word each. Now here, if I say we each, it means suppose we are 3, and if I say we each, it means one, and one of them, or okay, individually what we have. So after plural subject, if we have the word each, if we find this structure in any sentence, we will use plural form of verb. Okay, for example, we each have a separate car. Okay, so we each, they each have a separate, or suppose I don't write this word separate. Okay, they each have a pen. Okay, so each and every person, he has his own pen. So they each have a pen. If I write that the wheels each have 24 spokes. Okay, have 24 spokes. So each and every wheel, it contains 24 spokes. So the wheels each, obviously in the cycle we find 2 wheels. So the wheels each have 24 spokes. It means there are 24 spokes in one wheel and 24 spokes in another. Okay, so this is how we write a plural subject, and after that we have the word each, and after that we use plural form of verb. And this is very, very important concept that you should learn for the word each. Now let us move to the next one. Here, referring back to the subject used to emphasize the individuality of the members. The students completed their exams, each feeling a sense of relief afterward. Okay, so when we cover it, when we refer it to the subject, which is written in the previous clause. So the previous clauses, the student completed their exams. This is one clause. And now each feeling a sense of relief afterward. Now each is used for the students. Okay. Now let us move to the next one. Position in the sentence often begins a subordinate clause after the subject. The team members each received a medal for their performance. However, we can also begin the sentence using, for example, each student is good. Okay. We can also begin the sentence using. Okay. We can begin the sentence using each. Also, we can use this word at the end of the sentence. We can begin the sentence using each. Also, we can use this word at the end of the sentence. Now let us move to the next one. Clarification of individual action or state. Clarifies that the action or state applies separately to every individual. Each artist displays a unique style. So each artist displays as verb over here. Each artist is noun. So each artist displays a unique style. Okay. It means it clarifies that we are talking about each and every other individual. So clarifies that the action or state applies separately to every individual. Now let us move to the next one. Here in commands or instructions. Specifies that an instruction applies individually to everyone addressed. If we are giving command or instruction to anyone, it means it is applied to every one of them. Line up and each take a number. Okay, so it is each take a number. It means the instruction is for each and every individual, not for all of them collectively, but for each and every other person. Okay, now let us move to the next one. Here we'll discuss the concept 10. And here we'll discuss the word every. Usage of each and every in this part. Each as both pronoun and determiner. As a pronoun, each can stand on its own, replacing a noun. It refers individually to all members of group. Whereas there are 5 books, take one and I will take each. Okay. As a determiner, each can be used before a singular noun to indicate every single one individually. Each book has a different story. We have just discussed this, and now we'll discuss something about every. Now, every only as a determiner. Now, this word every can be used as a determiner. For example, if we have used the word each, you must have seen that each can be at the end of the sentence, but every cannot come in the end of the sentence. However, we can use every as a pronoun, but there will be the case of every of. But here we are talking about the individual word every, which can be only used as a determiner, but not a pronoun. And just after every, we should have a noun that is singular. Every is used exclusively as a determiner and always comes before a singular noun. It refers to all members of a group, but unlike each, it does not emphasize their individuality as strongly. For example, if you talk about every member, it means we are covering all the members but individually, but we are not emphasizing them. We are talking about all of them collectively. Okay. Now, every means that we are focusing on everyone, but collectively. Okay. Every student needs to submit the assignment. So if I say every student needs to submit the assignment, it means each one of them has to submit his assignment, or every student needs to. It means all the students, but every one of them. Okay. Individually, they should submit their assignments. Every of the is not correct. The construction every of the is not grammatically correct in standard English. Every cannot be used in the same way as each of the. Incorrect, every of the students must attend. Every student must attend will be the correct word to be used, or correct phrase to be used. The usage of every implies inclusion of all members of a group, but tends to focus more on the group as a collective entity rather than on individual members, as in the case with each. Okay. So in each, we focus on each and every person individually, whereas every takes the entire group or each and every member of the group collectively. Okay. However, though it does not focus or emphasize on individuality, yet it focuses on the individual members because after every also we can use only singular noun and singular form of verb. Okay. Now, every one of plus pronoun or determiner plus noun. this can be the sequence. How? Suppose I have to use the word every one of. This phrase is used to emphasize each individual member within a group or set. It is often followed by a possessive pronoun or a determiner along with a plural noun. For example, the phrase every one of treats the individuals with the group as a separate entities, focusing on them individually rather than collectively. For example, every one of them. Here you can see if I have written every one of, after that I wrote them, and them is the plural pronoun. Okay, every one of them uh, tasted the dish prepared by me, tasted the dish prepared by me and praised it. Prepared by me and and praised it. Okay. So here in this sentence, what we can see that here we are talking about every one of them. It means all of them. Okay, tasted the dish prepared by me. It means each one of them. They tasted the dish prepared by me. It means they made the collective effort to do this, and they praised me. Okay. So here, after every one of, we can write them as the plural proper noun. Also, if I want to write the noun over here, it should be plural. Examples with the possessive pronoun, every one of his paintings is unique. So here you can say of his paintings. Here his is the possessive pronoun referring to a specific person's painting. With a determiner and noun, every one of the students has passed the exam. In this case, the students refers to a specific group of students. Singular verb agreement. Even though every one of is referring to multiple items or people, it still requires a singular verb because it emphasizes individual members one at a time. Every one of the books is interesting. Despite referring to multiple books, the verb remains singular. Usage in context. This structure is particularly useful when you want to stress the individuality of each member of a group or each part of a collection. It is often used for highlighting that the statement applies to all members without exception. Okay. So when this structure is particularly useful when you want to stress the individuality of each member of a group or each part of a collection, it is often used for highlighting the statement applies to all members without exception. Okay. It means if we are talking about every one of them or each of them, it means we are focusing each and every member individually. Though I'm using the word every, which shows the collective effort of everyone, but there even like you can say each focuses more on the individuality of each and every member. But every, it is also including all of them. It means no one will be the exception. Every one of them will take the part in that. Negative sentences with every. Obviously, we can make negative sentences with every as well. This structure emphasizes that the negation applies to entire group collectively. Not every student understands the concept. Now, if I write every student does not understand the concept, that is also right. But I can also say that not every student understands the concept. Okay. This implies that while some students may understand, there is at least a portion of the group that does not. Okay. Not after every. In some cases, not can follow every, particularly in more complex sentences or in cases where it is a part of a verb phrase. Every student has not completed the assignment. Here, we can write the sentence like this as well. The sentence might be less common and could be considered less clear than the first structure. It can imply that none of these students have completed the assignment. Every with does not or do not. When using does not or do not, the sentence typically becomes clearer, especially in spoken English. Example, every student does not understand the concept. This is clearer than using not immediately after every, though it shares a similar meaning with the first example. Okay. Now, how to use not every versus every not. Not every is more straightforward and is generally preferred for clarity. Now, if I say not every student, it means I'm talking about that not a student is the same. Maybe possible there are students who will not understand the concept. Every not can sometimes lead to ambiguity or more awkward sentence structure. However, if we are using it tense wise, we can use it. Every with time intervals. Now, every with time intervals, every 2 weeks, we hold a team meeting. So every 2 weeks means after 2 weeks of interval. It means just after 2 months we have a meeting. Then again after 2 months we have a meeting. It means every after 2 months. Every 2 months means refers to the time interval. Okay. Plural noun weeks indicates the regular interval at which the meetings occur. She visits her family every 6 months. It means every 6 months, after every 6 months. So there is a duration of 6 months, and after every 6 months, she visits her family. Okay, the here months is the plural noun indicating the frequency of her visits. That this is actually the duration which she breaks in the intervals. Now let us move to the next one. Importance of plural nouns. The plural noun is crucial in these phrases because it denotes that more than one unit of time is involved in the interval. Every by itself implies regularity, but the plural noun provides the specific duration of this cycle. Exceptions. Certain time-related expressions use singular nouns for stylistic or idiomatic reasons, even though they imply repetition. For instance, every day, not every days. We cannot use every days because day is obviously singular. Okay, but if I say every month, that is right. But if I say every 6 months, obviously if I have used the number before it, then I can say every 6 months. Okay, but if I say every month, that is fine. Every night, not every night. Obviously, if there is only singular noun, we need not write nights over there, because if I say every 2 nights, then it will be correct because I have used the number before that. Okay, so it is you cannot say that it is basically stylistic or idiomatic phrases or idiomatic reasons, but you can say that it is somewhere like the thing which we are talking about, that yes, after every 2 days. Okay, these phrases have become standardized in English and are exceptions to the general rule. Now, what is the general rule? As a general guideline, use a plural noun for specifying intervals with every when referring to weeks, months, years, or other units of time where the interval includes more than one unit. However, remember the exceptions like every day or every night. Okay. Now, this is concept 11, where we'll discuss each other and one another. Each other and one another are both reflexive pronouns used to indicate a reciprocal relationship or action between two or more subjects. Okay. Now, each other and one another, they both are reciprocal pronouns. Each other is used only for two people, whereas one another is used for more than two people. A traditional rule, each other. Traditionally, each other is used when referring to two subjects or members of a group. Alice and Bob helped each other. So there are two people, so we can use the word each other. Here, the reciprocal action helping is happening between two, Alice and Bob. One another is traditionally used for more than two subjects or members. The members of the team supported one another. In this case, the team presumably has more than two members, so one another is used. Modern usage, interchangeable use. Examples with each other for more than two. The community members look out for each other. One another for two. The two friends confided in one another. Okay. So till now we have discussed over here till here. The next part of it we'll discuss in the next session. Okay. Or we'll continue this in the next session.